Hello and welcome back. We're in the workshop now among the potting benches, and we're going to finish with these tomato plants. Remember when I planted them with the soil only so far up. I said when they grow up taller I would fill the soil up some more, because they were actually, the plant itself was only this high. It wasn't even up to the top of the planter. What I'd like to show you, see how stocky these are growing? Now they're only under 5,000 Kelvin lights. The strip LED lights that I bought at Canadian Tire. And so those lights are doing perfect for tomatoes. If you want to grow tomatoes inside. I'm going to turn this camera down so that I can have it sitting there. And as I said I was going to do, I'll snip off the lower leaves down here. Now you can see I've got the lower leaves snipped off. And I'm going to take my pre-moistened potting soil and put in around them. See, this is going to make an extremely strong plant. Now it's strong as it is, but even better. And I should get quite a large, bushy, tiny Tim tomato plant out of this, and quite a few tomatoes. Now that's looking like a beautiful plant. I should have done this a little earlier, because right here we got flowers. I should have had this done before the plant started to flower. In fact, I'm going to put these leaves underneath. They'll be totally covered so they won't grow. And I'll just let them decompose in the pot. I just got them put down there, so I'll cover that with soil now, and they'll decompose down there. They won't grow. The animal that was, actually I'll tell you that about that a little later. I did find out what the animal was that was in my basement, but I have to show you what damage it done as well. So there, once again, that's nicely. And now we have some more things to transplant. I want to show you the bush crop cucumber are coming along though. Growing really stocky, and they did that outside, but now they're growing underneath the 5,000 Kelvin lights in the grow room. The grow room is kept about 22 degrees on average, and the humidity, well, it depends on what the temperature is outside, right? It got down as low as 24% humidity and runs as high as 35%. That's during the winter. And as you can see, these are really stocky growing plants. It looks like they are starting to flower. So you see here, almost as if it's flower buds, right down in there. On these little short plants, it's got plenty of soil to grow in. But like I say, the temperatures are running warm, so we'll have to wait and see how that's growing. Here's another little thing I'm trying here. Now this is the 200 cell flat, and what happens if you try to transplant the root crops? And of course, you see these are the lettuce salad greens that I got from John. I put one seed in each cell. So that is, of course, right here along this row is carrots. These are the carrot seeds that I grew this past year. So I put one seed in each cell, and now currently I have, I think it's 13 up. I'm only counting 12 there right now. So that's 12 out of 20. I'm not going to transplant any of these yet. I want them to get one set of true leaves, and then I'm going to try transplanting those. But I am going to transplant some of these and some of these. These are kale, blue curled Scotch. I collected some California poppy seeds, and some of them are growing. There's 4 that's growing there right now. That's out of 30. But if I can get them successfully transplanted, to start them this way, then it will be, of course, good when I transplant them outside. Right here. Now, the reason these are leggy is because I put them down on that wicking mat on the growing table, and I had taller pots around it, so I couldn't put the lights right down close. However, these are turnip, purple top, white globe, 3 rows, and the seeds I collected in 2017. Quite a few videos ago now, I said that I probably harvested them too early, and I set out 3 rows and nothing was germinating. These germinate really fast. So I took the ones that I grew in 2018 and I set it out again, and it was only a matter of 2 or 3 days and they were all up. So the seeds from 2017 then I just threw out. I think these are amaranth. Now there are some seeds in this soil because it's my own produced compost, but there are some of these that I think is the amaranth. Of course I had to wait now for them to grow up and get a true set of leaves before I know for sure. Now the plan is to take 2 of the lettuce right now and put them in these 2 pots, and 2 of the kale and put them in these 2 pots, and put them back on the grow shelf to see how they grow under the lights. I'm using these nursery pots because when I pack the soil in, see on these, then there's a hole right on the bottom here, as well as here. The soil will come in contact with the wicking mat, and thereby I can use the wicking mat to water the plants. The holes in the bottom of this is very small. It's really the size of this, so I got a drill bit, but I use this end, poke it up. It's got a flat end. I'm going to take this one, 3 in, 3 down. You see, it came out nicely. But I should have had the pot full before I took that out, eh? Put a hole down there That should have transplanted well. And we'll move it back out. I'm going to put you down here now to see if I can show you a little better how this is coming out. You see the little holes in the bottom of the cells. Now I'll take this one here. He's in this row, 1, 2, 3 in. And there you have it. In the sunroom, these pepper plants are still doing fine. Those leaves are nice and firm, so they're doing okay. This was from earlier. That will come back. I think I'm going to have 2 really good pepper plants here come when the weather warms up and it gets consistently above 20 degrees here in the sunroom. This seems to be the only peppers that I got that has normal shaped leaves. These are chocolate peppers. So the Stupicate tomato and the silver tree seems to have died right back. Now this one still has some life on him. We'll see if it'll come back from the roots. I don't know. I'm still getting the occasional tomato. These were, of course, there when I brought it in, and they're slowly ripening up on the vine. Almost all gone now. Here by the bay window, the temperature swings up and down by the bay window, so I'm assuming that's why these peppers have gone pretty much completely dormant. I need to turn the tomato around more often. I think this is the problem here. We've got a nice little ripe tomato here. And they are delicious. So as I was saying, I haven't been turning this plant around, and the inside part I don't think is getting enough light, and that's the reason for these dying. But it's getting up there. It's still putting on flowers, so I have to tap them once in a while to get more fruit to set. They're doing okay. I chop some from it once in a while. The Greek oregano kind of seems to be struggling along here. I don't know why that is. There are some parts, see, I mean, it's new growth there, but it doesn't seem to be growing too well. Now this is the one of the rosemary, but you can see here it's growing this much here while it's sitting here. The lavender is doing fine. The winter savory, it does have some dead parts on it. But I'm thinking this might be a light issue as well. I mean, it's winter and look what it's like outside, right? We get a lot of heavy overcast days and they're not getting much light. The ginger, they're not growing that much. They were put back here to protect them from harsh light, but I could have maybe just put them out on the front and let them grow out there. The animal finally showed itself. Not after it stripped every leaf off my kale. These now are still alive. You can see the little growths on it. But I found out where it got in. It showed itself there yesterday. It's a mink. And it had chewed another hole in. And I have the hole filled up now with the spray and foam. So now I can clean up this shelf here and put all the bigger things down here. I have to move the peppers down here, I think. Now I have 2 layers here. Of course, there's more room for some more plants out there at the end, as you can see, and I put upside down containers underneath the shorter pepper plants to get them up close to the lights. And here on the top shelf, they're laid out. The ones that's in the regular planters, of course I'll still have to water them from the top. Some of these will wick up from the wicking mat. I've got water put in here again. The cucumber vines, I'm going to leave them up there because depending on how far they grow, if they do grow quite a ways, I'll just have them come out and just hang down over the side right here. And this is the lower shelf. As I was saying, you see I've got the pots put in there so I couldn't bring the light down close to the 200 cell flat. But there is coming my test of the kale again and the lettuce. I never got lettuce to grow well inside yet, see? So there we have it. We have both of those shelves now back to using the wicking mat, and very beautifully done in my opinion. I got my 2 shelves there. Since I got rid of the animal, I can use that for starting the initial sprouting of seeds down below. And my desk, got some things on there for the next video that I'm going to be doing. And then on this side of me I'll have bigger plants. So I hope you enjoyed that little update. Hit the like button. If you want to follow along, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.